Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we ended up getting a massive detailed breakdown for Call of Duty in general. They talk about servers, they talk about the anti-cheat, all sorts of stuff between multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone in preparation for the Season 2 update, which obviously is upcoming here in just a couple of days' time. So they ended up posting this thread over on Twitter. Call of Duty community update for January 2025, ahead of Season 2 updates on Ricochet, Warzone, multiplayer, and zombies. Basically detailing a ton of different stuff as mentioned. So as we get into everything here, quick reminder, if you are new to the channel, every single day I got you covered with all things going on in Call of Duty, whether it's news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns, it's all right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and of course, if you enjoy the video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated as well. But diving into this, ahead of Season 2's launch in Black Ops 6 and Warzone on January 28th, we're here to address the comprehensive feedback we've been hearing from our community in recent weeks and tell you what we're doing right now to improve the game. Members from the various development teams and studios dedicated to specific systems, modes, and functions across Call of Duty's franchises have provided insights below on how we're prioritizing what matters to our players today. I'll go ahead and move the face cam so you guys can get the full text. So we've got all sorts of breakdowns here on cheating and bans, crossplay being disabled in ranked play, server issues, quality of life updates, bug fixes, everything in between. So an update on Ricochet. I haven't read any of this yet, so I'm gonna be reacting as I read it in real time here. Basically, instances of cheating in Call of Duty, particularly in ranked play, are frustrating and severely impact the experience. We know. We're here to tell you what's being done about it today and our plan throughout 2025. Live now are new layers of security and protections against cheaters in Call of Duty, as well as updates to protect the competitive integrity of the game. Updated detection models for behavioral systems such as aimbotting and other data points, including account trust and hardware identifiers. Hopefully that has to do with shadow bans. Over 136,000 ranked play account bans since the mode launched. That is a terrifying number. The fact that there's that many cheaters in the first place is pretty concerning. Enhanced cross-examination tools focused on reducing the time it takes to account actions. New detection and warning systems for spam reporting by accounts. Note, malicious reporting is against the TOS. They've said this before. It's important to clarify that when a user spams the report button in game multiple times, or someone uses an illegal cheat tool to spam 10,000 reports, our systems do not consider more than one single report from a player versus another, despite what cheat developers are telling players when they sell that. So they're saying that spam reports aren't going to do anything if they are from one individual player. That doesn't change anything based on what's happening, you know, if multiple people are reporting the same person, like if a party is all reporting a person together. They also say there's new detection and warning systems for repeat playing with cheaters behavior. Okay, that's interesting. When a cheater is banned, our system will detect other accounts it had regularly partied up with and raise flags for investigation to combat boosting and other cheater behavior. I like the sound of that. We have seen community questions about detection methods like IP-based banning. We do not utilize IP-based bans for anti-cheat because they tend to take action against entire groups within a range that aren't problematic. For example, a college campus or internet cafe would be swept up in an initial IP ban wave, so that can't happen even if it was only a single machine. In December, we announced that we're implementing major upgrades to the currently online and active kernel level driver for Season 2, as well as upgrades to server-side systems in early 2025. Here's more on what to expect from these updates and when they're set to be added. In Season 2, new and improved client and server-side detections and systems. They're going to have to prove it. It's going to be a wait and see. Their word is not worth much up until this point, so we'll have to see in Season 2 if these are actually noticeably better improvements and detections for the anti-cheat, and a major kernel level driver updates coming as well. There's also improvements to driver security with reinforced encryption processes and new tampering detection systems in place. Then in Season 3 and beyond, a multitude of new tech, including a brand new system to authenticate legit players and target cheaters. As we get closer to Season 3, we'll dive a little bit deeper onto these systems. However, it's important that we don't provide too many details that could give cheat developers a peek behind the curtain. Fair enough. We're not slowing down in our mission to shut down cheaters whose only mission is to ruin fun, and we're confident that the combinations of updates above, as well as ongoing improvements to our detection system, will be better. Basically, it will provide a demonstrably healthier gameplay experience going forward. Again, wait and see. They have to prove it. There is no trust with Ricochet here because it's been so bad for so long. If this is actually what they say it's going to be, fantastic. If not, this is going to look really, really bad. Server stability, packet loss, and lobby crashing. We've seen community reports of increased rubber banding, packet loss notifications, and server disconnects in recent weeks, especially in ranked, and in certain regions where some players may not have access to as many servers as others. That's like OCE and everything going on there. We've been monitoring match activity closely, including identifying suspicious accounts that appear in multiple crashed lobbies. The team at Demonware has narrowed down some specific causes of these, and new improvements have been made to Call of Duty's server infrastructure this week to reduce targeted cases of malicious activities on our infrastructure and players. While this is an industry-wide issue, we remain committed to combating this essentially. With these new improvements now in place for BO6 and Warzone, we've already seen improved stability on the back end. While this isn't a one-size-fits-all solution for every potential issue with the online experience, we're confident in the results we've already seen in practice. In addition to these improvements, the team has also solved some server-specific issues in regions that have recently experienced instability, and will continue to act quickly to resolve these if there are any others that reoccur. As always, COD teams will continue to keep a close eye on performance and make adjustments as necessary. Not gonna lie, a little bit underwhelming in terms of server updates here. They don't really directly address stability. They're more so talking about the server crashing cheat that's been going around, less on, you know, hit reg and stuff like that, and server tick rate and stuff that I think we'd like to see more on. But I mean, I guess what they are talking about is solid. Like, if this is helping counter that stuff, that's great, but I think there's more to servers that I would ideally like to see them talk about there. They also say an update from the disruptive behavior team on voice moderation. Since its initial rollout in 2023, Call of Duty's in-game voice chat moderation system has been an essential tool in reducing our players' exposure to hate speech, harassment, and derogatory language in voice comms. Players should have the freedom to talk trash, and we're constantly working with our teams to make sure moderation is solely targeting conversations that veer into derogatory territory. Should be. It's a competitive game at the end of the day. It's an M-rated game. You should be able to talk your trash and, you know, say what the characters are saying in game without worry of potentially being com-banned. The disruptive behavior moderation and player support teams are consistently examining our moderation systems to make sure we get this distinction right. We employ regular tuning sessions conducted by humans to improve the accuracy of voice moderation detection systems based on the code of conduct, which specifically call it the type of inappropriate language we target. Stay tuned later this year. It's January! What does later this year mean? For a progress report on the disruptive behavior team examining results for this. I don't like the whole later this year. There's 11 other months this could happen in. Are we talking February, or are we talking, you know, November here? I would like more specific dates here, but nonetheless, they're acknowledging how bad the voice comm ban system is. So, I mean, hopefully it gets better, because it's absolutely awful as it stands right now. Then we get into some more specific updates for gameplay. So, in addition to all the new maps, modes, and rewards coming day one of Season 2, Treyarch has prioritized several gameplay updates, quality of life improvements, playlist changes, and notable bug fixes scheduled for Season 2 launch based on player feedback and ranked play updates. So global, we're getting the challenge trackers, the separate HUD for zombies and multiplayer, reduced collision with teammates. Oh, I love the sound of that. Hopefully that's good. Multiplayer, gameplay, and quality of life updates. We're going to see a new weapon balance pass. That's huge. Bullet penetration updates. I like the sound of that too. Further reducing weapon motion when jumping, sliding, and diving with dexterity equipped, so dexterity will be more useful. That's cool. Improving player visibility and kill confirmed by reducing the height of the dog tags. Simplifying and expanding requirements for several prestige calling card challenges. Then later in Season 2, we're planning on adding an icon over an opponent's head when you shoot them if they have war cry active, so you know if they've got faster health regen. This should clear up confusion in firefights where you don't know why an enemy with more health was able to survive an engagement. So these initial changes sound solid for sure. We'll have to see how effective they are in game, of course. Again, it's a prove it situation with COD right now. Their word means very little. They have to follow up with action with their words here. Playlist changes, expanding the number of featured playlist slots, bringing Gunfight back to featured playlist, keeping Stakeout 24/7 in the game at all times. They're planning a small map mosh pit shortly after the season for camo grinders. That's cool. We've got high profile bug fixes. Gearhead will now properly increase the charge rate of field upgrades. Free for all will accurately calculate the scoreboard by kills, and the winner circle will accurately showcase the top 3. Ninja will no longer be able to be reset between respawns around transitions in certain modes. Fixes and tuning updates for a large number of calling card challenges. All sounds pretty nice. Ranked play. We've heard the feedback about wanting the choice to toggle crossplay and ranked play since its launch earlier this season, and in the spirit of improving this, we're returning to the way we've traditionally handled crossplay. In Season 2, we are enabling the ability to disable crossplay for console players who want to compete only against other console players. That's going to be pretty important for those just solely focusing on competitive integrity within ranked. That should never have changed. That's a major misstep from them at the start of the year. The fact that it ever changed was awful, so nice that they're reverting that. This is currently in testing and plan to go live for BO6 and Warzone during Season 2. We'll be monitoring closely and we'll consider further changes to prioritize the integrity of the ecosystem, and we'll have more details to share as we get closer to the launch of that feature. The Vote to Forfeit feature is coming at Season 2 launch, which allows players to vote with their team to end a match early if you're getting blown out or if you've lost a teammate. The ability to rejoin ranked matches is also planned for later in Season 2, which should help with disconnects. New ranked rewards include camos for Gold Rank Up, Jackal Blueprint, then also a large decal. For zombies, as mentioned in Treyarch's 115-day celebration, we're jumping into the tomb. The teams remain committed to putting players' fun first, squashing leftover bugs, and keeping new zombies content coming throughout the post-launch seasons. In addition to challenge tracking and per-mode HUD settings, upcoming zombies quality of life changes include co-op pause and then also the AFK kick loadout recovery. We talked about those the other day. Incoming Warzone updates. Let's talk about Season 2. We've made the decision to prioritize gameplay tuning, adding more quality of life and addressing ongoing bugs. This means that in order to deliver meaningful improvements to our players, new content originally planned for Season 2 has been shifted to create bandwidth to address foundational issues. I, for one, am honestly okay with this. I've said this for a while. Content is awesome. You could have the best, the coolest content. It doesn't matter if the game doesn't work though, because you can't experience that content. So this delay is interesting in the content, and hopefully it proves for the better. These improvements won't come all at once, rather they'll be staggered across the season, and with quite a few quality of life changes coming mid-season. Our priority is having the most solid foundation that Battle Royale can offer. So key gameplay and quality of life adjustments. Warzone is constantly evolving, bringing new experiences throughout the integrations. It also comes with its share of challenges. Regular changes come with the risk of shifting the game away from what some players consider their sweet spot, altering mechanics and whatnot there. On that note, we're introducing a number of gameplay adjustments in Season 2 and beyond. With weapons, reload speeds are faster for all weapons, anywhere from 5 to 20% depending on the class. Reduced penalty when sprint to fire jumping, and the jump ADS speeds are also getting increased there, so movement's going to be more favored. Adjusted bullet penetration, so that you're not going to constantly get wall banged, basically. Weapon swap speeds are going to be better, replicating the effect of the quick grip gloves from MW3. Removed burst and semi-auto rifle and low rarity pistols from the ground loot, allowing for better ground loot in general. That's cool. Movement increased both jump speed and successive jump height with one unmodified successive jump. Cool. Increase the speed of the parachute cut animation. I like that a lot. That's a big one. Increase player velocity when landing from a cut parachute land, so you're not stuck in the mud the second you hit the ground. Audio, reducing reverb effects to improve the directionality of movement audio produced by other players, so footsteps, ascenders, and parachutes. Combat scout pings will be replaced with an outline that's not visible through walls. Added new default perks. Dexterity has been increased with the overall effectiveness and made default for all Warzone players. Love that. As mentioned above, we replicated the effects of quick grip gloves and fast reload via weapon adjustments. Mountaineer returns as a perk in slot 1, replacing dexterity. Like that. We've increased the fall damage reduction substantially from what it currently is with dexterity, though not quite the powerhouse it was during MW3. Veteran now significantly reduces the damage ticks of gas grenades. Munition satchel can now provide 1 additional item, down from 2, so you don't spam equipment. Maximum deployed tacticals and lethals reduced to 2 each, down from 3. Gas grenade radius, duration, and movement penalties are reduced, bringing that in line with just a more balanced nade in specific, I guess, in general. Spy camera's outline effect no longer renders through walls. Advanced UAVs will now show elevation arrows. Oh, I've been asking for this for so long. I'm so glad that that's happening. Then miscellaneous body shield functionalities are limited. No longer automatically releases players in free fall. No longer provides an outline of the victim's teammates through walls. Removed manual release of players, keeping them alive. Must end it with an execution. The flares that fire out of buy stations when a player is bought back can now be pinged. That's actually really cool. Match stat tracker font adjusted for better readability. Then a lot of bug fixes. Prioritization of fixes is fluid and shifts as new issues appear or as ground is paved on existing ones. As always, player feedback is an important pillar, so we encourage you to share that with us. Here are some of the fixes players can expect when Season 2 launches. Visibility of dark areas and characters on Rebirth. Addressed players being forced to stand up when reviving down squad members. Addressed exploits allowing players to get out of the map. Addressed parachutes deploying when jumping off ladders. That's a big one. Addressed weapons becoming inaccessible near interactable areas. Weapons falling through the buy stations, weapon tooltips appearing at times. Perks and contracts addressed ghosts persisting through the pre-match lobby. Addressed cold-blooded not properly counting tracker, quick fix health regen not properly activating survivor, preventing players from reviving down squad members. Addressed most wanted contracts not overriding respawn timers as intended. For operators, addressed operator selection appearance issues in the menu. In ranked, in addition to the above notes for crossplay on console only, ranked play Season 2 will see refinement of the SR required and adjustments to deployment fees. These updates aim to soften on the ramp up in accessing ranked play and make the top end truly competitive. As a parting thought, we want to take a moment to reflect on the significance of Black Ops 6's integration, the largest in Warzone history. For the first time, our teams have brought products together on a unified environment, unified engine. Share of obstacles, it also paves way for further ambitious updates and closer collaboration. We're essentially laying a foundation to make new tech immediately available to all studios, improving development pipelines and the stability of porting features between titles, allowing us to focus more on future releases. So we basically have to have a reset so that things are smoother in the future, I guess, is their justification there. Hopefully it pays off. Looking ahead, there is a lot to this post, man. We have ambitious plans and plenty of new content in 2025, and you have our commitment that what's been outlined above is only the next phase in a series of ongoing updates with one mission in mind, making our games secure, social, and fun. Make sure you're following at WhosImmortal on YouTube so you can stay up to date with all the latest news and updates. Season 2's launch is just around the corner on the 28th. Thanks to all the players, we'll have more communication soon. So this reads as good news. It's a matter of, will it be executed? Are we going to see this all translate to gameplay? If so, fantastic. We're going to get to a state where the game probably should have launched. If not, yikes. Time will tell. You guys know I'm gonna keep you in the know for all the things going on here with Call of Duty, so feel free to hit that subscribe button to guarantee you're always up to date. And if you enjoyed this video, a like rating on your way out would be seriously appreciated. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.